We are back here on Mountain Connections, and it's time for our big giveaway today. This is to celebrate our show moving to 7:30 a.m. and also your viewers. We want to thank Verdania Fields and Outside Television for partnering with this great giveaway. We have these oils, also some PCTV swag, water bottle, oxygen, some jewelry that would be great for yourself or for Mother's Day. All you have to do is call us right now to win. So just call the number that you see right here. It's 435-649-0045. That's the number that you can call to win this great prize package. And that's it. All you have to do is watch and win. And we're very grateful for our viewers. So be sure to call in. And right now, we are joined by Terry Sidford. She is a local author, coach, and also a professional speaker, here to tell us all about the ways that she is encouraging individuals to live their best lives and has had to change throughout this past year. Terry, we're so grateful that you're joining us today.
Thank you, Christine. I'm so happy to be back with you.
We are happy to see you and looking forward to learning more about this past year and what you've had to do to pivot and change. So let's start there. What has changed and what were you doing before the pandemic and what have you had to do since?
Great question, and a lot has changed. Like everyone else has had to make changes, and I don't know anyone that hasn't had to make some adjustment. I was right at the peak of my speaking career when everything hit last year, and I had a trajectory of doing a lot of different things live, and all of a sudden everything was shut down, and it was a challenge for me to try to keep going and figure out, okay, what's the next step, learn how to do virtual speaking. And I did, and I became a certified virtual speaker. And that was something that is a benefit for me now, and I really enjoy it. So there's been a lot of good things that have happened, and I had to be creative as well. I had to think of outside the box and think of other things that I could do, which I've been writing and doing podcasts. I started my own podcast. So it's been really an interesting journey.
And Terry, you motivate others. You're this life coach, professional speaker. So many people look to you as kind of our source for this inspiration. But I'm curious, how did you handle all of this change? What were some things that were really hard when you realized, like all of us did, that things were definitely going to be difficult and you had to completely change so quickly?
I was one of those people that loved to plan in advance and make sure I had everything at least 3 months in advance, what I'm going to do. And it made me really be in the present moment. And it was difficult at times because I didn't know what the unknown would bring for me. And I had days that I was depressed. I had emotional days where I didn't know what was going to happen the next day. How do we manage? I miss my friends, I miss my family, things like that. So I want everybody to know that I'm just like you. And I just had the inner strength and the knowledge to not give up. And I pivoted to a new perception that the unknown really is our friend. And when you step into the unknown, kind of with your eyes wide open, there's opportunities that present themselves that you would have never seen if you were way out in front of yourself, 3 months, 6 months, and not having the ability to be in present time. So that's the best gift that I received, is I really am more in the moment.
And as you mentioned, you became a certified virtual speaker. You also are a writer. You've been able to continue coaching clients. When you look back over this time, what have you learned and what will you take with yourself, with your business, as things hopefully change and get back into doing more of a normal, maybe in-person events? What will you bring with you?
Oh, I'm so much. I mean, it really has been a life-changing year for me. I've connected to my clients in a deeper way. I've connected with myself in a deeper way. My speaking is more authentic and honest, and I can relate to more people out there. So I'm taking that with me into the future and going a little deeper with my coaching, with my speaking, and with my writing. I'm super excited because I've decided to write a new book, and that's something I'll be working on this year.
And I'd love to hear a little bit more about this new book, if you can tell us and what you can say, and also update us on your previous books as well.
Yes, I wrote a book 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, 100 Hearts, and it's about women and courage. And I have a Facebook group called the Choose Courage Movement, and I've been doing interviews on about courage. So please go there, and I would love to hear your story. And if you want to find out more about the book, you can go to my website, terrysidford.com. Now, my next book will be a little deeper. It's going to be about love, trust, and grace. And those are three things that I had to experience this last year. And those are the things that have really brought me in a deeper level, that I've connected to most people on love, learning how to trust the unknown, and having grace with others and with ourselves. So that's what I'll be writing about, and I'm really excited about it.
And Terry, as you mentioned, so much of what you had to do and change was to switch to this virtual format. Do you have any tips on how you connect with others virtually, whether it's a one-on-one session or you're speaking to a group virtually? I know some people are still a little apprehensive and still struggle with the barrier that can come through these virtual formats.
It's an adjustment. It really is. And when you speak into, in a live audience or one-on-one with someone, as you probably know yourself, that it really takes away that intimate feeling. So I picture, that little green dot where you're being recorded. I picture these wonderful people out there that are smiling, and I'm feeling them and they're feeling me. And if you can't do that with the little green dot, then put a picture of your family or someone that's special to you, or a group of people. And that does help.
And as we move forward, I know there's also some anxiety in going to this new normal and leaving behind everything that we've done the past year, being able to take those lessons with us, but at the same time open up to this unknown world. There is, as I mentioned, some anxiety with that. Do you have any advice about how to tackle this next step of all the unknowns, how to have that courage, how to embrace change as our friend as we move forward?
Yes, I would love to, because I know a lot of people are going through this right now. I have found through many, many years of coaching hundreds of clients, that when they're anxious or have anxiety, it's usually because they feel out of control. And I don't know who didn't feel out of control this last year. So the solution to that is to find things that you can control in your life. Choose little things that you feel in control of, whether that's fixing a beautiful meal, calling a friend, making a phone call, as far as your next career move. Those are the type of things that you have control over. Also, control your thoughts. You can control them. And when you get out of control, kind of spiraling with negative, limiting thoughts, stop, be aware, change them to a positive thought. So that's something you can control. And then let the rest go. The things that you can't control, most people have a hard time letting that go, but that will bring you peace and fulfillment and joy into the future.
And Terry, we only have a few moments left. How can we connect with you and learn more about everything you're doing and continue to be inspired?
Yes, please go to my website, terrysidford.com, and also join my Choose Courage movement page on Facebook. And you will also find the free training on the 6 simple steps to choosing courage. I'd love you to find that information and start taking the training and start finding your courage today.
Thank you so much, Terry, for being here with us. We encourage you to find out more about Terry online, that free training that she is offering to help us all find our courage, and much, much more. We'll be back right here on Mountain Connections right after this.